Hey everyone, it's Fox's Productions here. So today I have a LEGO showcase consisting of two Flash minifigures. They are Reverse Flash, over here, whoops, and Jay Garrick. So these two are both two of my favourite Flash, heroes and villains, and they haven't been made in LEGO yet. So I decided to make my own versions. As you can see, they're not really based on a particular one, they're a little bit mix and match, as you can see. This is kind of like the CW, but it's a little bit different. I wanted to have like a nice balance of the comic book, and I really like the black scheme that they used in the CW, so I wanted to do that as well. And Jay Garrick is pretty much his comic book interpretation, but I've had a little bit of fun and just done a bit of different things to him. So without further ado, let's get started. So this is the Reverse Flash, and I'm very happy with the way that he's turned out. So let's start with a bit of a quick 360 look at him, and then I'll talk about him a bit more. So yeah, he's probably one of my favourite minifigures that I've made so far, and I'm very happy with the way he's come out. So to start with the bottom, he's got the black pants and sort of boots, and I think I've managed to blend the yellow from his torso into the black pants pretty well, and I'm very happy with the effect that that's made. The red boots as well I think look pretty cool, and as you can tell this is kind of based off the CW version, and there's a little bit of like the comic sort of element in here. I think the gloves here have done particularly well. Focus on that. Yeah, so there you can kind of see, and they are pretty symmetrical, which I'm quite surprised that they turned out like that. The torso there is a little bit messy. I probably could have done better there, but it's a bit like, it's not as much based on the show there, but I think it looks pretty cool. And the back's even more simplistic. It's just got a couple of grey lines and black line down the middle, and that's pretty much it for the torso. But at the top, the cow. Now this was very hard to do. Painting a Flash cow was not easy. There's a lot of paint going on the red parts here, and it did not look good. It was all messy and everything. So I ended up actually having to cut off the black things, and if you look closer, you can probably see, yeah, the glue lines there. So what I did is I cut them off. I painted these bits, which are originally yellow, red. I painted the cow, that was red, yellow, and then I glued them back on with a hot glue gun. And it actually turned out pretty well. I was expecting them to be like an enormous gap out there. I didn't think it was going to work as well, but it ended up working pretty well. So I'm quite happy with the way that that's turned out. I then drew two black lines down the thing, and I think I've captured the look of the Reverse Flash pretty well. He does look very different to the current Flash minifigure, but I think it suits him well. I can also pull off his mask here, and if I'm careful, yep, there we go. You can see his face. Now, at the top it's quite messy, but I had to get rid of some of the paint so that his cow would actually go on. Now, if you look at the eyes there, they do look quite weird, but it's the only way I can get the red eyes. I tried to do a small outline, but it didn't really look as well as this. And on the other side, we have the same sort of face, and unlike Barry Allen, which just had a smile on one side, put the two liners there, and when you put the cow on, which I will right now, you can see it makes kind of an evil face. So when I line that up, so there he is, smiling like he does. Just turn that around. So there we are, that's Reverse Flash. So let's move on to Jay Garrick. So let's take a look at Jay Garrick. First off, we'll just do a quick 360 look. And I'm very happy with the way that he has turned out. I think maybe even a little bit more than the Reverse Flash. But we'll start off by looking at his boots. So as you can see, they're just red boots, but with little lightning bolts on the side, and that continues around the whole of the legs, both of them. But as you can see, the lightning bolts don't really match up. Unfortunately, I couldn't get them as symmetrical as I would like them to be. But as we move up, you can see he's got a sort of a belt piece there, and that's actually printed on. I managed to find one that was quite good, but I've continued the black sort of belt all around to give it more of, to make the figure pop out a little bit more. And as you can see, he's got flesh hands, and it's based on the comic book interpretation, so I'm pretty happy with the way that it looks, and I think I've captured the look pretty well. His torso here, it's just got a muscle sort of design there, and then the yellow lightning bolt, and on the side, on the back side, it's even less detailed with just the muscle prints there. So we move up, you can see his face there. Now I think his face is Gimli's from Lord of the Rings, I can't remember, but his hair and helmet are very interesting. So the helmet piece there is actually blue tack and a bit of card, and that was quite hard to make. Now a lot of you might be saying, why didn't you just get that helmet that everyone else is using? Well, where I live, it's very hard to get that helmet because it's only made in the USA, I think, and it's quite expensive to get it delivered down to Australia. It's like $20 for overseas shipping. But anyway, his helmet there is, I'm pretty happy with the way it's actually turned out. So one of the best things though is that I can take this off without taking the hair off, and I think that's pretty cool. So as you can see, here's a bit of a closer look, and I can just get the lightning bolts through. And basically what I've done there is just use a bit of paper, and I've just coloured it in gold and then put some sticky tape on. Quite simple. And then the helmet, where it's blue tack, I've sprayed it like, I don't know, 20 times or something, and it's holding its shape. I just have to be quite careful with it, otherwise it will break. As you can see though, it does go on pretty well. It's underneath, you have a sort of hair shape, and I can take his hair off, and I'll turn his face around just to show you what it looks like the other face. There we go. So that's pretty much it for Jay Garrick. Let's move on to the end, I guess. So yeah, in conclusion, these two I am very happy with the way that they turned out and how I've designed them. So my next video might be stop motion or something else. Hopefully if you stuck around that you enjoyed this, and if you want to see more, just let me know below. If you've got anything that you'd like me to change, or you want to see something else, also let me know. If you got any constructive criticism. So yeah, thanks everyone, and have a good one.